I want to go with
Yeah. We got to make sure we write that down for the pastor. Yeah. Look. We're going to get the pastor back. That was a good one. Amen.
So that's when we're coming back to that praise, huh?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
We're a number now.
Where we going to go after that, huh?
Yeah.
Praise the Lord. I tell you, that was a good lesson.
Yes, it was.
Thank God for Brother Channing. You know, he enlightened me, and I just thank him for that. So, you know, we have to, you know, keep check on ourselves.
Amen.
Because otherwise, like you say, you know, it's easy to do what we don't want to do, you know. So, you know, like I say, you know, it all, you know, clears itself up, like I say, you know, because that, you know, we just fight against, you know, we know what we should do, but then we don't do what we should do. So that's good. All right, so I hope we got some out of that tonight. Next week we're going to have Brother Lawrence, he'll be our teacher next week.
Amen.
All right. Would you like to have something to say, Paul?
I want to take it back what Brother Evans has just told us.
Amen.
Amen.
Sunday, I had a great day Sunday. I'm going to ask y'all what scale y'all in.
We in trouble now.
What scale y'all in right now?
We in trouble now.
I'm going to get that teacher, Brother Johnny, to talk to y'all now. Y'all scale should be improved.
Yeah.
No, that's right. A long time to work on. That's right. That's it. Got a long time to work on. We want to thank Brother Evans for blessing us tonight. We want to thank our chairman and our head of our teaching class, Jerry Pittman. Thank God for him. Thank God for all the people that's here. And thank God for our home. Amen. Pastor Brother, bless his heart. Amen. First Lady, Sister Brother, bless God. Amen. Amen. So we really were blessed, Brother Evans, you helped all of us. And you know, that's right. I know that's right. I always said, you're right. If you don't get no help out of it, you know, you can't help nobody else. I remember famous pastor, Dr. Strawler. He used to be in the Bay Area. Y'all probably remember, because a lot of y'all know he was a singer too before he started preaching. Yeah, right. You remember he had, yeah. That's right. He sung that. And Dr. Strawler, we was over to San Francisco waiting on Pastor Leo Daniel to come. He was supposed to be there that night, and they had a convention. And so Dr. Strawler was in charge. And when you say the scale, I'm going to show you, you know what you're talking about, because you'll help them. They know it already too. But man, folks' scale went up so high. You know, folks be going low, right? You know, your number supposed to be coming down. Is that right? You got 8, then you supposed to go back, like you said, down. You know, your Christianity should be better. But that night, people rating went up to the 10. Because Leo Daniel didn't come. He couldn't make it. He had an emergency, and he had to fly out of town back to his church. And the church was just packed because, you know, Dr. Leo Daniel was a famous man. Y'all remember in his prime time, you know, he died at 38. You know, he was 38 years old when he died. But he had to build one of the biggest churches in Houston, him and his people. But Dr. Daniel had to go back, and so the leaders, Dr. Strawley, he didn't know because nobody told him and called him. So we all was waiting on Dr. Daniel to come in. And as we waited, Dr. Strawley got the information. And as he got the information, he told everybody. I ain't gonna tell you what one of the guys did, because, you know, but he actually did. I'm gonna say it because it wasn't me. And y'all don't know him anyway, because I don't even know him. He was in the audience. He got so hot, he cussed. He actually did cuss, you know what I mean? Because everybody loved Leo Daniel, you know. And when he found out Dr. Strother was telling everybody, and folks was really upset. I mean, people was really mad, you know, because they said, well, we done came from far off. Some people came from Santa Cruz, you know. Some people came from Stockton, Sacramento, because they know that was Leo Daniel night. The place just over full. And when Dr. Strother, he looked at everybody, he said, what y'all looking at me like this for? He said, I'm here. he said, so I can't control what happened to Dr. Leo Daniel. But he said, y'all looking at me like y'all mad at me. He said, don't be mad at me because I'm here. Dr. Strother is here. And I never will forget Dr. Strother. It was to show you how God always got a ram in the bush. I got to tell you, to tell the story. It was a man that nobody never heard of. It made me thought about some of the big, tall buildings downtown Oakland. You know, Tribbin, Johnny go back and you go back, I think Jerry go back, all of us that have been around in Oakland. Tribbin used to be the tallest building in Oakland. But they got some buildings that more taller than the Tribbin with no name on it. Don't have no name. But you still see the Tribbin with his name on it, but there's some buildings that more taller than the Tribbin. So this young man that he was from Oklahoma also, and Dr. Strother introduced him. Folks was mad, nobody say amen. So he got up. He said, now, to this great congregation tonight, I know y'all disappointed, and I am too. He said, cause I got to stand where a man's shoes I cannot even try to master. He said, but what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna stand with Jesus tonight. All right. He said, that's who's gonna help me tonight. He said, I hope y'all go with me. He said, but I'm not here to try to take Dr. Leo Daniel's place. He said, I'm just here standing in the gap. He said, now my brothers and sisters, I'm gonna give my text, and he talk about what is you doing down here on the ground. Make me think about your teaching. What is you doing down here on the ground? When that man got through, even the man that cussed, he was shouting. You hear me, did you? He was jumping all over the place. Folk was crying and everything. What you doing down here on the ground? Why you down here? And he was a man that didn't have a name made like Leo Daniel. It made me think about the tallest building downtown that don't have no name on it. But the Tribbin cannot touch it. That's the way life is. You know, sometimes we go by name. Brother Evan knows. You know, we had groups come in that didn't nobody know nothing about. And the crowd was kind of slim, you know. And the group was some of the baddest that ever been. Brother Evan know what I'm talking about. Amen. But then nobody know him. And then that minute came out because one reason is we give all of us give because we go by name sometimes. You know, if the cloud come out, then we going. But if the Jack in the Box come by, we ain't coming. You know what I mean? So we don't know that group. You know what I mean? So we ain't gonna be there. So God got a way of showing us who we are. And that made me think about the scale you was dealing with. And because all of us sometimes go up to 10. You see what I mean? And we need to come back down. We all look out, Pastor. I don't care who it is. Pastors, preachers, I don't care who it is. We go up that scale sometimes. Because we, like Brother Evans said, see, that was dealing with the man with like being wearing these black suits. You know, you know, and somebody come in with a white suit and got a name on him, then y'all want to hear him. You see what I mean? That's the way life is. But the point is, like Brother Evan was dealing with, you see what I mean? That's what Jesus wanted us to be. He said that at least one. All right. Among you is the greatest. If I'm saying it right? Yes, sir. Is that the Bible I'm talking about, y'all? You know, the one that you think nothing about. That's the greatest in the eyesight of God. And that one that stand tall and
look out now. Yes, sir.
You know, talk properly and make every sentence correct and right. Amen. But he might not mean nothing to God. Amen. Because if it ain't coming from the heart, it means nothing. And that's what Brother Evan was dealing with tonight.
Amen.
And that's when I said that scale thing, we all is in that.
Yes,
Ain't
sir.
nobody left out of that. I don't care, Pastor, I don't know who you are.
Yes,
That's
sir.
when I said he wasn't talking just to y'all, he's talking to everybody in here.
Amen.
We all got some scales here.
Yes, sir. Good
Amen. That
teaching.
we need some improvement.
Yes, sir.
Amen. Because, you know, that's just the fact. And you helped all of us. So, Brother Evan, it just didn't help you, it helped all of us. We all got scales, you know. I ain't gonna tell y'all my number. Don't ask me.